Hello, and welcome back to Recorder 101, lesson 29? No, it's got to be lesson 30. Yeah, wow. Anyway, today we're working on, or introduce a song from the 13th century by Colin Muset, and it is When I See Winter Return. And it really is we are half the world is approaching winter. The other half are just about to have full summer. And we have to remember those. But everybody has winter. And what were the things that a musician in the 13th century, that's the 1200s, was looking forward to? And he was looking forward to um, a rich lord who would take him in and feed him all these magnificent dishes. And so he's listing all the things he's wanting. Here, I did a bit about the score. I'm still using MuseScore, which is a free option. And the score that I've been working from begins with the G. On our altos, we're just going to pretend that's the C. We'll get to that. Altos, the fingering is basically identically the same now as for the sopranos. I've got a separate, the music that I wrote or transposed for you actually is showing the notes as if properly written for the alto recorder. That's the second line of music. There are two lines of music. The top line is written for the soprano or tenor, and the second line right underneath it is written for the alto. I've written it. I have put on the music that the first note, that G or C, shows rests right after it. Those rests don't belong there. I fought with the software quite a while to try and put the rest before it, but it just, refused. That comes in a couple of places. Then I gave up and I just moved everything over. So, that's the basic tune. I made a slight error there in the at the beginning. Now let's see if I can get the alto in there. Okay, not perfect in either case. As I'm saying, basically your fingering is going to be exactly the same. Altos, on the soprano, our F, the soprano's F, is, if you've got a Baroque soprano, fingered like this. And on you, that's your C, and your next note down is your B. And if you have a Baroque alto, your B would be here. And this would be your B flat. And I have tried very hard to figure out if that's the right note or if this is the right note. And basically I'm playing as if it's this B flat rather than the B. So you work with it. Those of you who have better hearing than I do, remember I have hearing aids and they do a good job, but it's, anyway. So what we have here are eighth notes, quarter notes, and 16th notes. What we also have here is a pattern that I find challenging, so I'm assuming you may find it challenging too, and that's one of the reasons we take these things, is because if we learn them, we can improve ourselves. So this isn't that hard. That's where my fingers begin to get confused. So I'm going to switch back to the soprano recorder because I can see, by the way, 4 weeks ago I ordered a camera. Hasn't come yet. Now, there it is. So I'm really deliberately showing the fingering much more slowly than it would be. So as I was listening to myself recording this, I could hear that from my F, which is a quarter note, and then 2/16 notes, and those three have to come beep, beep, beep. And I think I was hearing an extra half note in there. Not half note, a grace note in there. I think I was blowing a little extra. That's fine. If you do that too, that's fine. Eventually you will build up to grace notes where you're putting a little extra note in there as well. So that's a possibility. Remember, altos, fingering the same. Now, let's consider, I haven't put a speed on here. Let's consider the musician in winter looking for food. Is he going to play this really slowly and sadly? is he going to do something faster? Which is going to appeal to the patron who's going to take him in and have him playing? I think that the happy tune, I live in a rather dark country where sun's down by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's just coming up. By the way, apologize for the washing machine giving its bing in there. My phone could also bing, but I chose this particular time because the kids aren't yet out screaming in the yard. So we deal with things as best we can. All of us do. And it's good for us to take those things into consideration. So here's this little tune to give you something that's potentially very seasonable for winter, and that will, if it appeals to you, that's terrific, and if it doesn't, that's okay too. Next week, we will have a parting song, and because all concerts come to an end, and the week after that, I will be putting up a complete list of all the material, both in the course and in the original course site as well, so that would be something you could just download the entire thing, have it available whenever you do want it, and go for it. Okay, the music the score is going to be in the website. So have a great week, stay healthy, and